So with our lovely Miss P, I know we were discussing a little bit with recalls. I wanted to also implement, I forgot to mention that also working through different types of reinforcements can be really beneficial. So obviously there's food, there's praise, there's exploration or going and sniffing, but then there's also toys and play can be really beneficial. So I know for our little lady, she got a lot of great energy. So I find that for some of the babes, including play through your training can be really helpful. So I know we mentioned like play in class and things like that too. And I know we're going to dive into a lot of great topics for our gorgeous gal over the next, 4 weeks. Well, technically 3 now after today. So with our lovely lady, the benefit of sometimes doing dog-centric play and things that involve your puppy getting to practice skills that bring them a nice outlet means that she doesn't get to use these skills on things you wouldn't really love as much. And then also, this could be a great way to build in prey drive into toy drive, but also into creating a reinforcement that she can earn something like as a sense of play for coming when called. So you'll see a lot of dogs that are doing like agility runs or other types of items like that or toys are then used as a reinforcement at the end. Obviously in the beginning you would do littler, smaller reps with good reps with reinforcement and build up from there. So this can also be really great for pups that have a lot of energy, where you're working sort of structured play with items where you're creating an on and off switch. So for a lot of babes, I know Mr. Hansom's like, why isn't it not my turn again? So let's say for Miss P, she has a lot of great energy. I know she does a great job settling like in around the office and at home at times, which is great. So for her very first day, she's doing stellar. So I might go, are you ready? And I like to normally do like a slogan that means we're about to train, about to play or do something. And then I might say, you ready? And I'm going to go get it. And now my toy is alive. I'm going to wiggle it. So I know that at one point she also was bombarded by an off-leash dog and did hurt her leg a little. So I don't want to make too much of a running moment for her just in case, because I don't want to make her sore. But we were doing a little bit of this play. So you'll see that she loves to catch the critter and bite and shake and tug on it, which is great. So it gives her an outlet other than like our pants or household items, or maybe if there's cats or whatever it might be, to do some little chewing and gnawing on the appropriate item. So let's say right here, I want to practice again. We might go right there, yes. So I sometimes like to rotate through things that make sense for the pups. So, for her, the little kissy noise, the positive interrupter, means like, hey, whatever you're doing, come check in for a paycheck. And for doing such a nice job, she got a little tidbit, and then we could do the feeding for letting go. As she becomes more fluid, you would actually work a drop it, give, out. This wouldn't be leave it, because again, we will dive into leave it some more later, but leave it's again are for things that are off limits, and normally I would consider it always an off limit item. If you want to train it different, you can, but I know for me, I like to make leave it's always be off limits, so go get it. So now my toy is alive and we're going to run. She's like, lady, I'm already pooped out. We played with this earlier. She did such a great job with it. So, but the benefit of play is then she can catch the critter and then we can work that take it and then drop it. So when she grabs the little guy, I might go ready, drop, and then feed for her letting go. You can also sometimes capture behavior. So the moment she lets go on her own because she's panting or whatever it might be, you go yes and feed her for letting go. Remember the YES though is going to be your yes is your marker for whatever she just did was correct. Here comes your paycheck in the form of food. You could use different, let's say, markers. Some folks don't want to get this technical, so don't feel you have to. I know for my guys, if I'm doing a toy as a reinforcement versus food as a reinforcement, I would go good and then go into play. But it's really whatever floats your boat. The reason I normally don't recommend a YES, because then you're going to lose out on, when I say that, it means your food paycheck will be coming and now it's not. So your babe's reliability for certain skills might start to get less reliable, because then they have or have not at times been, and of course it fell off. This one has seen better days. I actually just ordered new Flirt pole attachments. So this one has been bitten through. So sadly, it's just the one string. Normally it's like a little loop, and you'd be able to loop it through the pole itself, and therefore it would be staying on. I know, we're going to get it ready for you, ma'am. So this one has seen better days, but there's more on their way. I think they were getting delivered today. So the benefit again of getting some of this play is we can get this gorgeous gal to expend some energy, rev the engine, put the brakes on, practice sort of taking little breathers, and then rev the engine on and off. So again, right here, we might go, ready, drop, get her attention. Oh, nice job, feed for that. Gorgeous. And if let's say your puppy is having a harder time, I don't make the toy move until I want her to go and engage with it at times, or I tell her go get it, or all set, or whatever you like as a slogan. So right now we might even do a little find it, get her up and moving away from the toy. Then you could either keep it on the floor or be like, are you ready? Kind of get her attention and ready, go get it. And now the toy is alive and we can go try to, oh my gosh, chewing and running is hard. Good catch. So I don't want to make this too hard for her. I want to make sure, and earlier she was doing stellar chasing it, but like I mentioned, I don't want to make her sore for her first day because she does have that soreness in her hindquarters in one of her legs at times. So nice little check-in with the positive interrupter. I'm going to see if I can go from this toy into my short sort of handheld toy, because what can be nice is you could do that for engagement, for loose leash walking, for coming when called. So toys could be another great way for safety reasons. Maybe you've got your treat pouch on you, you've got a toy on you, and you could on purpose practice letting her get distracted. She notices something in the environment on her regular leash or on her longer training lead, and then you could get her to practice moving into your space for more play. So that way, when you go into asking her for checking in, she has many facets that she finds valuable to want to work that way. So we'll see if she wants to check out my little one. So also sometimes engaging with play right with you is a great way to build connection between you and her. She's like, this one smells funny. Other friends have played. I know, very exciting. So right here, she's got it. I might go drop, and then yes to feed. And again, guys, if you use instead drop it versus take it versus, drop it versus give or out, just let me know if you have another slogan you'd prefer. Everybody's got different sort of hand signals, different types of slogans. So we want to make sure it's something that makes sense for you guys. So let's say this is going really well. She really likes this little toy. You can start to use it for engagement. So if she prefers the right or the left, I can't remember which side you guys prefer, you could take a few steps together and then yes again, and there you go, I messed up. So you could go from when you're going and playing with her, it's up to you guys, but you might do good and then right into the toy. But because of my lack of sleep and many different things going on, I'm losing my marbles as well. So typically pups are not super verbal anyway. So if you space and you do the wrong slogan, not the end of the world. The main goal is she got the chance to go into some play, which she thought was super valuable. So ready? So we'll have her grab it. Nice. Then we're going to go and do a little drop it, where she's like, oh, he shook at the exact same time. I'm going to feed her for the dropping. Nice. She's like, hold up, lady, got to chew it. And then from here, I might go, you ready? Get her attention. And this is where you can sometimes use your toy as a way to keep her attentive to your little bubble. Take a few steps together. Good. And then go into some play. Go get it. She's like, I'm getting winded, lady. You're getting so tired. The other option too is you could do the toy for that coming when called. So I know she's getting a little tired, so maybe we'll try a little find it to get her off in the distance. Mr. Handsome says it's almost his turn. He's very excited about it. So let's say from here, I might go, Phoebe, come. Nice. And then I might say, good girl, and go right into some little play if she's interested. There we go. So you may find that for some puppies, going into some of this little tugging and playing with the toy, great way to build in coming when called as well. She's doing such a nice job. What a good girl. She's like, I am brilliant. Oh my goodness, getting so tired. So, but for the recall practice, toys as well as food could be really beneficial. But I want to work a little bit with maybe some of her loose leash walking for a few moments and orientation towards you. So, and we'll dive into a whole bunch of skills. So don't worry if we don't always get to work on the exact thing we were thinking for today. Being flexible in our training sort of agenda is helpful because there could be times where you really thought you were going to work on a certain skill, and then instead your pup was maybe not feeling it, or they were feeling tired, or whatever might be going on, or you're not feeling it. So remember, training doesn't have to be in the sense of like big chunks of time, like I mentioned for Mr. A, but it could be little bits throughout the day. And then also make sure that if you're ever having a rough day and you just feel like training or working with your beauty at the moment, give them another outlet. So maybe they've got some puzzle toys, maybe they've got a chew item. Maybe you could, on the couch, play with the flirt pole as long as there's traction on the floor, and you can give them some sort of little venue that maybe doesn't involve your full attention. Oh, that's a very nice down again, ma'am. Good job. So let's say for our little lady, if maybe she's interested, ready? We might try and get her attention. Do a few little moments where she's going to be walking. And in the beginning, if your loose leash walking is not the most beautiful thing you've ever done, I would definitely start practicing without gear first. So it's one less thing for you to hold. So right here, I'm sort of luring her with the food. She's maybe a little bit weirded out because I know last time we got together, I didn't have my sad little broken foot. So she's like, lady, you're a weirdo now. So right here, feed for these little moments. 2, if you're finding that hunching over is awkward, I know for some they are shorter than others in the class. So obviously our little lady's a smaller lady. I know I had mentioned in some of the classes that you can use a spatula or a ladle. And for example, the spatula, you could then put a little cream cheese or dog food or whatever you prefer that your babe does okay with. You'd want it to be some sort of thing that's sort of a higher value, so it's more intriguing than the environment at times. I'm so sorry, my tickle. Don't mean to cough into the mic. I'm so sorry, guys. This is that darn cold, and I'm sorry about drinking as well and making maybe potential funny noises. Cough drop again, hopefully. So when working with our little lady, if we're finding that, again, the loose leash walking is not going to plan, make sure that, again, we're starting at a rate or an environment that's going well for her. Excuse me. And that if you're going to try the spatula, oh, goodness me. So sorry, guys. This is awful. I was wondering how long I could go without getting a tickle attack. And again, I'm sorry about coughing into the mic. So with our gorgeous gal, if the spatula helps without making you bend over as often, then that could be a great venue for keeping engagement, but then saving your back. So the spatula could have the product on it. You would lower, let her lick, 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 take a few steps, lift it up, walk together, lower again. And for a lot of shorter dogs or even tall dogs or medium-sized dogs, the spatula can be a great way to almost use like a target stick. So they would visually hone in on it and focus on that versus a distraction. So it can be a nice venue for a lot of different babes dealing with different behaviors or different skill sets, and the spatula or ladle could be another great option for some. So, but we'll give, our gorgeous little gal a little breather, and then we'll work a few more skills throughout the day some more, and we'll get the next little boy or girl to come on out and work some skills too. But Miss P is doing a splendid job for her first day, and again, so sorry about my coughing.